I'm Calvin Austin III, wide receiver for the University of Memphis.
It's Anthony Sane for Sports 66 Mornings.
This is Rodney Williams, tight end for the Denver Broncos.
This is Tommy Hayes.
This is EJ Manuel, and you're listening to No Cap Sports.
With No Cap Sports.
And the No Cap Sports.
No Cap Sports, three of the hardest grinding brothers in the business.
Welcome back to another episode of No Cap Sports, man. And today it's a sad episode today, bro. End of the NFL regular season, bro. 23 good weeks of football action. Now we into that dark period of no more football, bro. But at least we got one hell of a game to end this year's NFL season. Super Bowl with the Chiefs and 49ers, of course. Chiefs coming out on top, giving Pat Mahomes yet another ring. But before we talk about the effects, the impacts of this game, let's talk about the game a little bit. And this was a game that saw the 49ers build an early lead going into halftime just for Mr. Pat Mahomes to come back and snatch it back. So looking at this game, there were a lot of key moments, pivotal moments that kind of changed the tide of this game. So for y'all, what was like the big defining key moment of this game that ultimately led to the 49ers downfall and the Chiefs win?
I mean, it was crazy because I saw the clip on Twitter where they said Patrick was roasting Christian McCaffrey. You gotta grasp it firmly. But I don't know if it was like a play necessarily, but I was thinking the whole time in the first half, like, the first half was pretty boring, first of all. But I was the only thing that was notable was Mahomes, throwing that bomb to Miko Hardman. It's crazy. You could never do that for the Jets, nigga. But whatever.
It ain't his fault. Zach Wilson, the quarterback in New York.
Bruh, whatever. It was like, okay, like Kansas City's not playing well, but San Francisco is not really capitalizing on them not playing well. Like they was only up like 7 for most of the first half. But then it was like when he fumbled, I was like, man, even if it didn't result in points, it was just like that just feels like the turning of the tide. Then it's like we get the ball coming out the half at the Usher dances on Swiss Beats wife like that. Like it's a thing to where like you can see it. Like it was super early, but you can kind of see it. I can see it going downhill for San Francisco.
Yeah, man. At no point did I think Kansas City was going to lose that game. I feel as if I said it 2 weeks ago when they played in the AFC Championship game. It's literally Andy Reid is like the way he coaches. He's one of the best coaches like I've ever seen in my lifetime. With that being said, they lost the game in like overtime. Listen, I didn't know the rule, but literally that's somebody's job to know the rules.
I'm like, bro, we don't play for them. Let's not like it. Don't depend. It don't affect us if we don't rule or not. It affects y'all. Y'all need to know that.
It affected San Francisco. They definitely somebody should have known. Hey, we need to act for the ball second.
Or we need to be more aggressive. Or we need to be more aggressive.
More aggressive when we first get it.
Yeah.
Like you saw, especially in this age of football, you got analytics staff members, you got, guys that you're hiring off, like sports management, data awareness, all that type of stuff. Like, yeah, like you said, it's somebody's job. Like, that's just a critical miss. That's a critical miss if you don't have a guy.
Here's the thing. I knew that they were going to get the ball back, but I thought like when the clock was running down from the 15 minutes in overtime, I thought that was it. Like Kansas City had to score within that 15 minutes. I didn't know they would just go back to a new clock.
Yeah.
Which is insane to me. I thought it was just going to be those 15 minutes. You got to do what you got to do. And so I was like, why is Kansas City going so slow when the clock goes under a minute? I mean, they still scored within the 15 minutes, but I'm like, what the fuck?
No. I'm not going to lie, because I think this was the first time we actually saw the new playoff overtime rules take effect. So I definitely agree there was definitely some confusion from a fan perspective watching the game. But from a coaching perspective, like you said, Josh, you got to know that. And I'm not mad with Shanahan for choosing to get the ball first. Because in my opinion, if I was the head coach, I would have taken the ball first too. Because let's say I get the ball first, I score, kick a field goal, whatever. The other team scores, kicks a field goal to match me. I get the first chance to win the game type shit, like on the third position. So personally, I would take the ball first as well. But if I'm taking the ball first, I'm being as aggressive as I can to put pressure on the opposing team in the sense of trying to score a touchdown instead of settling for 3 inside of the 20.
Like, it's a thing to where at that point with Shanahan, like I don't know. I really don't know which side of the bet I feel in terms of a play caller or a guy that's whatever comes up short. Because again, we're talking about coming up short to Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. Like it's not a lot of shame in that. But at that point in the game, it could be a situation to where like what level is his confidence, what ability is there the San Francisco offense have to execute in that moment with that pressure, and it's been whatever all game. So that affects. I mean, it affects the play call that you feel like you can have at your best, like you feel like you can execute. It also affects like your mentality. Is like, do I trust the guy to get open? Do I trust, am I sure that this is the right play call? So it's just a lot of factors that I feel like kind of went into it, and me again, are we surprised that like we said, Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid made better decisions in the Super Bowl than Brock Purdy and Kyle Shanahan? I don't think so.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
listen,
push back on that, but I'm gonna let you go first, Vance. But I'm gonna push back on that though.
yeah, no, I mean, look, Shanahan made the right decision if the overtime rules were what everybody else thought it was. Like, kick the field
Nigga,
goal, take the
just
points.
that dude.
But listen, when it comes down to it, if he would have known the rules, I guarantee you he would not have kicked that field goal because they went for it. They showed that they were playing to win in the fourth quarter when they went for it on fourth and what, 3?
Yeah,
And it was down, and they could have tied the game then. So they were playing to win. I agree with that. They just didn't know the rules, which is like it's very shitty. But the referees told them the rules before they even flipped the coin in overtime.
and they put it on the big screen. But
So like you
I'm,
don't give him no accountability. I'm sorry, Nick. I'm saying he got to be accountable for not knowing the rules. Like, don't he not? Like
I
that's
mean,
no,
a
they
he
put it on
definitely,
the big screen. They put it on our TV, and I still ain't pay attention. I still didn't know the rules.
yeah.
Like,
But as a man that's making multi-millions of dollars to lead a football team, the responsibility definitely falls on you. But I want to push back against you saying uh Shanahan got beat by Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes. Because if you ask me, the real MVP of this game was Steve.
but I don't. Like I said originally, I just feel like both of what we said is true.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. We were talking about big moments in the game. For me, the biggest moment in the game that kind of swung the game in the Chiefs' favor was as crazy as it sounds, was Travis Kelce putting his hands on Andy Reid, bro. Because I feel like that was so needed, bro. because there were multiple times in that game, crucial downs, third downs, scoring position. Travis Kelce simply was not on the field. You think about the fumble from Pacheco after McCole Hardman's big play. Blake Bell doesn't get the block, forces the run to go a little bit differently, and he fumbles the ball. Travis Kelce out there, I'm not saying the block is for sure, but you want your best players on the field in that moment in time. And then you also think, I want to say it was after San Francisco scored again to make it like 6-0. Crucial third down. Travis Kelce isn't on the field. They solo out Blake Bell. Nobody's shifting their coverage to Blake Bell. So the whole read is messed up. And a look you thought you would have, you don't have. So I think Travis Kelce really being vocal, and maybe he shouldn't have put his hands on Andy Reid. But the fact that Travis Kelce,
Maybe, bruh.
I mean,
Like,
I'm
you
just
put
it's
the
the
coach during the Super Bowl.
bruh, it's the Super Bowl, bruh. Your best players need to be on the field at all times.
And I feel like
And once
would be
Travis
one- it
Kelce
would-
got on the field, we saw how many big plays he made to put the Chiefs in position to win that game.
But I feel like we've seen, like, it did not new. Like, we've seen him in, Andy Reid has stuck to his gun before and kept him off the field on third down. So I don't know. That's just, bro. He pushed his head coach during almost knocked his head coach over during the Super Bowl. Like, just say that out loud and think about how crazy that's.
Bro, what the
My
Migos
boy,
say?
my boy Rotoni, what's his name? Rotoni. He not shove him during the game and see what happened.
Why would I shove Riccone? He don't even know my name. But anyway,
Damn,
what the Migos say,
crazy.
bro? What the Migos say? Sometimes all it takes is a little bit of straightening. And that's what Travis Kelce did.
Oof. Damn, that's crazy. That's just crazy. But yeah, I mean, you got it, bro. You got it.
I mean, I'm just saying, bro, we saw how many big plays he made, especially in that fourth quarter and overtime, to eventually help the Chiefs win that game.
Yeah, no, the game was over once he had truck stick that when he was running for that touchdown in the fourth quarter, under a minute left, bro. He hurt the other dude, but they both he got smacked. Both of them ran as hard as they could into each other, bro.
Oh God. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like if he scored that hoe, he definitely would have walked away with MVP, bro. Like it's no way. And I thought they were just gonna give it to him off the strength.
Yeah, bro. That nigga George Kittle a fraud talking about I'm gonna remember this moment. Man had what, 2 catches for 2 yards? Like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Oh God. That nigga, I ain't gonna lie, bro. There was a point in time, like there was a point in time, I remember what it was, like 2-3 years ago when Kittle had the big run against the Saints to help them get that win, where Kittle was legitimately like the second best tight end in the league. I don't even know if he top 5 anymore, keep it a stack, bro.
Oh, no. I can name, 3 more. Lions tight end.
Laporta, Mark Andrews. Oh, God.
I'll still say he better than Darren Waller, but,
I'm taking Evan Ingram over George Kittle right now.
Y'all talking kind of crazy, I ain't gonna lie.
No, he's a great blocker, though. But,
oh, God. Oh, I'm taking TJ Hawkinson, too. That's 4 right there. I not count Evan Ingram. That's 4 right there.
I'll take a dude for the Cowboys. What's the
Chill out.
Jay Ferguson? Yes.
Chill out. You're
Jay
tripping. You're definitely tripping at this point.
Man, fuck it. Give me no offense.
Y'all got Iowa fucked up. For damn sure. That's what y'all do. Y'all Taylor Clark Hooper right now, y'all got the state of Iowa fucked
George
up.
Kittle nice though, bro. He's a great blocking tight end.
Exactly, bro. Just keep your hand in
the he definitely dynamic in the open field. Like, don't do that.
Until he get hurt. All you gotta do is hit him hard one. If that was him instead of Travis Kelce, he would have got hurt too.
I ain't gonna lie. My man's kind of got a point.
I wouldn't say that, but again, y'all got this.
Let's say no more. But let's keep talking about this game some more. Obviously, we talked about some big moments in the game. So now let's kind of talk about some of the ripple effects from the game. And I want to start by talking about Kyle Shanahan. I'm just gonna throw this stat out here, bro. In playoff losses, as a head coach / offensive coordinator, Shanahan has been outscored 85-12 in the fourth quarter and overtime of playoff losses. He's 0-2 in the Super Bowl. 0-3 in the Super Bowl as a head coach OC. Obviously, we know about the 28-3 comeback by the Patriots, the loss to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl when he had Jimmy Garoppolo, what that was 3 years ago, and then obviously the loss this year. So how confident are y'all in Kyle Shanahan as a coach after these past playoff performances?
They say he scripted his first 25 plays.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It needed to be the first 50 plays. He needed to script the whole game. Cause he be cold until like the Super Bowl, like then you got to make adjustments. He's ass. Like yeah, man,
Now you
that's
gonna tell him
just
to script more plays and he need to make adjustments. What?
Oh, hey, oh God, that shit
he can't make
contradict.
adjustments. The first 25, he was cold. He
Nigga
like they
scripted for
whooped the
adjustments is crazy.
they
Like,
they they whooped the Chiefs ass the first 25 plays. After he ran out of plays, bro, he had no other sauce to give, bro.
No
A
cap. He
double
thought
pass to McCaffrey for a touchdown, bro. That was beautiful.
I ain't gonna lie, bro.
After that,
That shit should not have worked, bro. The ball was in
oh
the air
God, it
like 10
did.
seconds.
Bro, that shit. I was
bro,
like, it looked like somebody wanted to pick that one.
bro,
um,
the way Trent Williams was blocking that game was like it was he a generational talent, but the way he was blocking, the receivers were blocking, the tight ends were blocking, bro. The 49ers won it just as bad as the Chiefs, bro. He just got out coached, out willed. And like the first 25 plays, they was up 10-0 first
yeah,
25 plays. After that, they lost what 26 to 9.
yeah.
Like,
When
come
you
on,
put it
bro.
like that.
No,
And then, I
it's
mean,
not gonna work.
you think about it, he started the third quarter, 8 straight Brock Purdy throws, bro. You got the best player in football, arguably, in Chris McCaffrey, and he don't get a touch. The first 8 plays of the third quarter after the Pat Mahomes interception.
Even Romo was talking shit. He was like, bro, go 21 personnel. Throw the fullback back in there, bro. Run the ball. Why is Purdy dropping back?
Oh,
Debo
God.
Samuel clearly pulled his hammy. They still trying to get him the ball, bro. Give the ball to your workhorse. And when they did give it to him in the overtime, McCaffrey got him to the red zone.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
stupid shit, bro.
Yeah,
So,
they scared of that. They scared of that old school football for real. For they don't. And nobody want to look like. I mean, which is crazy because y'all do it on a regular basis, and it's like y'all have the personnel for it. So like, but I don't know, either aesthetic or just like being too cute. Like, yeah, you definitely. But they some of the same problem the Eagles got.
He ran out of plays, bro. You know what? The 49ers let the wrong coach go last year. D'Amico Ryans, he should have been a head coach of the 49ers.
damn.
Damn, that is crazy.
Damn.
That would be crazy.
But I will say this,
Hey, rookie
bro.
head coach winning the Super Bowl though, that would be wild.
Shit, we saw what he just did with the Texans, a whole turnaround. But I will say this, bro. Shanahan 44. He done been to the Super Bowl twice already. That's impressive enough to me as a head coach. He turned the San Francisco offense from nothing into some. Well, I'm not gonna say nothing, but you got a 7th-round quarterback leading the Super Bowl offense. You built this team up with a lot of draft pieces and you know what I'm saying, just like built the team organically and you found success. Is he a great playoff coach? No. But is he a coach that's going to get you 12, 13 wins every year and get you in position to win the Super Bowl? Yes. And does Super Bowl wins come with time? I think so. Because if you think about it, Andy Reid went through these same struggles. Think about his early years with the Eagles, early years with the Chiefs when he had good teams, just couldn't get them over that Super Bowl hump. But sometimes you just need a generational player like Pat Mahomes to get you over that hump. And maybe that's what's holding Kyle Shanahan back right now is not having that. You know what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying. All I say is, history ain't too kind to the Bills. Like at some point, people definitely gonna get tired of or the Jazz. Like people at some point, people are definitely gonna want you to be if you have the ability to get there on a consistent basis, go ahead and snag one.
Yeah.
So, like you said, I think that like you said, 44, that's still really young, especially coaching. That's really young. Um, like you said, I think some of that is happenstance too. Like I don't know. I guess at this point, like you're not gonna win. You're not gonna win a Super Bowl with a generational quarterback while Mahomes is in the league.
Oh God.
Um, and he hasn't had one of those. So
I mean, now that we talk about quarterbacks, I just gotta ask, like, do y'all believe in Brock Purdy? How
I
do
can
y'all feel
believe
about
in him to do what?
to
To
win the
like,
Super
hey,
Bowl?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I can't remember who tweeted it, but they said Cam was right. A game manager gets you 3. A game changer gets you 6. And you know, to Brock Purdy's credit, he played a pretty good game. No turnovers, got the ball where it needed to go, made some big plays with his legs, extending plays. But in terms of making the game changing plays that ultimately get you a win, he didn't really make those. And
I mean,
you kind of saw it on the third down. Like you know the blitz is coming. Check check your protection, get something right to make the
yeah.
game changing play to win the game. And he didn't do that. But he still got you in position to get points and put you in a position to win, even though you didn't ultimately win the game. So to that point, like you can't take too much away from him for playing as complete of a game of as complete of a mistake-free game as he played.
I mean, do I believe him in the Super Bowl? Nobody's won a Super Bowl while Mahomes is in the league. Like I said, and he's only 28, so it's a long time to be hypothetically like to have a blacked out window. But I don't know. Like he's better than Trent Dilfer. Like he's better than like other game manager quarterbacks that have won a Super Bowl. So I don't know.
I mean, I'm looking at the playoffs from this year, just this season, and you can make an argument that he was probably the second worst QB in the playoffs this year.
Talk to me about why you think that, bro.
I mean, the only QB that's just flat out worse than him, and everything else might be a toss up, is Mitch Trubisky, or was it Trubisky wasn't even the QB?
It was
QB
Mason
for the
Rudolph.
Steelers, whoever
Mason
it was.
Rudolph.
Yeah, Rudolph. So other than that, Josh Allen's better than him. You think Tua is better than him? That's a toss up. I would say Tua is better though.
I think that's a toss up, and it can go either way. They
I
kind
think
of
Tua
both.
got a
For reaching the heights he has reached as the quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers.
is better than Brock Purdy.
Daniel Jones not doing that in the Super Bowl against Patrick Mahomes.
I ain't
Yes,
gonna
he
lie. Even if Snead leaves, there are veteran guys like Van said who are a little bit older who want to win. They'll be more inclined to sign with Kansas City for less money as opposed to signing with their original franchise or signing for a franchise that's gonna throw hella bread at them but ain't gonna win shit.
Like an example of a player like Tyron Smith, he a tackle. You saw
Oh
how
God,
the Chiefs tackle was getting smacked all game. Like Tyron Smith, I could see him signing a 1 year, 4 million, 5 million deal to play for the Chiefs and try to ring chase before he retires.
He ain't want shit in Dallas, you know.
it ain't his fault. His quarterback got a transparent fade.
That's
That
enough,
was
I,
Becky.
I've said it before and I'll say it again, bro. A transparent fade is the epitome of a losing athlete, bro. The
Nah, I mean,
epitome.
would you? He saw Travis Kelce with one. He
He don't.
did just fine.
He doesn't have a transparent fade. Transparent fade is Dak Prescott, Penny Hardaway, Chris Paul. Those are the transparent
you
fades.
are trifling, bro.
What you mean? Am I lying?
I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing. 20.
What has Chris Paul won?
A lot of State Farm money.
What has Penny won other than the NIT?
That is just you just bro. You just
And I fuck with Penny. I fuck with Penny, but sometimes you just got to keep it real, bro.
when we blow up, this is not gonna be a nice clip for you, brother. But you got it, twin. You got it. I can't say that with my Memphis football shirt on, but you got it.
You're right, bro. But I guess last point about the Super Bowl, bro. Where is Mahomes in this GOAT conversation? We've talked about the fact that they're building a dynasty, 2 Super Bowls back to back, 3 for Pat Mahomes already in total. What, 5? What, 4 Super Bowls
Four Super
total
Bowl appearances in
appearances?
five seasons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He never lost.
Like,
He never lost a Super Bowl.
no, he did lose. He lost to Tampa
Brady.
Bay. That was his only loss to
Oh, he
Brady.
did. He did. He did lose.
And that was the game where he was getting his shit abused. But
Pause.
I mean, I'm not lying. Shaquille Barrett had a fucking field day. But like I said, bro, in terms of all-time greats,
Ooh.
where are we putting Patty right now?
He number 2.
Hmm.
I
Man,
don't think he can ever pass Brady just because he lost both times. Like every time he played him, he never
Yeah,
beat him. So I don't think he can pass him. But he's
it's
number 2.
tough. That's tough.
that is tough. The head-to-head is tough.
No, that is. But you wouldn't. That's
He'll
tough.
probably finish with more Super Bowls than Brady. But
Like Patrick Mahomes is already better than Tom Brady at football. It's like for sure. 55,000 plus yard, 5,000 yard seasons, 50 touchdown seasons. Just the dynamicism. Like I think it feels weird to say that, because it's either to be like prisoner of the moment or like whatever. But like Nick is a black man from the South that's a fan of a New England team because of Tom Brady. Like that's how Cody is in
That's
football.
facts. That's facts.
Like, so it's like, but we watched we watched Tom Brady at his peak, and we've already seen Patrick Mahomes. We don't even know if this is his peak yet. And like I said, I feel comfortable saying that Patrick Mahomes is already like almost significantly better than Tom Brady was at football. At least like the aesthetic of play. I feel like the ability to be a quarterback, throw the football, that type of stuff, generate yards, leadership, whatever. I might have to see, but so I guess it depends on what you're asking. But he talking about legacy. Yeah, that'll be hard. 7 will be. I think it'll be hard to get. As much as like I said, the league is blacked out for him. Just like having to win 5 more Super Bowls is kind of crazy.
he'll win 2 more for sure.
Yeah.
But you gotta double if you three-peat, you gotta double that and then add 2 on top of that. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
But especially like Van said, the head-to-head. That I gotta think about that. But I don't know. It's been a lot of comparison to like the Jordan LeBron thing. I don't think that's as cut as dry as this, honestly. Like I said, yeah, the legacy will be tough for him to get. But like I said, I'm like that's
So what
like
do you
because
break him right now though?
like that's the best guy to ever play quarterback ever.
Oh yeah,
Like for sure. But you talking about like legacy, like obviously he's gonna be 2.
Yeah. And I think I'm gonna agree with you on that, Josh. Like talent-wise, this is definitely the best quarterback I think we've ever seen. Because, in a little distinction from Brady, you think about Brady's first 3 Super Bowls, that was more so on the back of the defense than it was Brady. Of course, those back 4, that was more so Tom Brady making big plays, making big throws. But if you look at Pat Mahomes, all 3 of his Super Bowl rings, he putting the team on his back, making the big plays, especially early on in Kansas City when that defense wasn't so good. It was Pat Mahomes and that offense that was making shit happen. And if you also think about it in another way, Pat Mahomes has dominated the league in a way we've never seen before, bro. Like he's clear cut the best quarterback in the league. Like there's nobody even close to him in terms of stratosphere. Like when you think back to Brady playing, you had Brady, you had Manning, you had all these other guys Kurt Warner, all these other guys who were kind of in the same stratosphere that Brady couldn't necessarily separate himself from other than the fact that he had more rings, if you get what I'm saying. But Pat Mahomes has separated himself in a way that he's talent-wise better than everybody in the league. He's more successful than everybody in the league. And the only guy who he hasn't beaten in this league is Jared Goff, as crazy as that sounds.
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
Well, now I
In the
just
Super
gotta ask
Bowl.
y'all.
Oh,
I think we all agree that Mahomes and Brady is on the Mount Rushmore. Who the other 2 guys on there?
A lot of old heads gonna say Joe Montana, and of course, I think Joe Montana got to be on there. What he got 5 Super Bowls,
yeah, I was
so
about to say.
Joe got to be up there. And then
It's a lot of names you can say for that
yeah,
last one.
it's a lot of names,
Gary
and
Bradshaw, Elway, Eggman. That was the first thing that popped into my mind.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm
This,
glad
this,
nobody
this a
said
hard.
Peyton Manning, bro. Thank y'all.
I'm not a Peyton Manning all-time great fan, bro. Smart guy, great dude, all-time great. I gotta put the brakes on that one, bro. Number 4, bro. Damn. This is a hard ass question because, like you said, there's a lot of guys in that same
Okay, so I
stratosphere.
mean, I just cheated. So NFL.com did this in 2019, which is crazy because Mahomes will already be up there. Well, let me go back down. One, they 3 that had Peyton Manning, 2 that had Joe Montana, 1 Brady, 4 that had Johnny Unitas, which I don't know how I feel about that.
Fuck no, boy. I'm not doing that black and white shit.
Imagine Johnny Unitas in 2022, bro.
So they had fact. So they had Drew Brees at 6. So,
I'm not putting Drew Brees that high either. I,
I don't know who's greater all time, Drew Brees
I'm
or
not gonna
Peyton
lie,
Manning.
bro. I'm not gonna lie. And this might sound crazy because he only got 1 ring. But Aaron Rodgers, what he got 3, 4 MVPs. I think he has a place in the all-time great
but
conversation.
that's you talking about ability versus legacy, and I mean I feel like the Mount Rushmore encompasses like I
Both,
don't
yeah.
you can't be on the Mount Rushmore with only 1 Super Bowl. I think.
Yeah, and I mean, I agree. That's why I said it's a stretch. But in terms of, especially this new wave of quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers is kind of the blueprint for a lot of the things we've kind of seen come into the NFL. And so, just from a game-changing legacy standpoint, I feel like Rodgers. I think I would put Rodgers at 4, and maybe that's recency bias over the guys like Aikman, Staubach, all of the older guys. But I think I might put Aaron Rodgers at 4, even though he only has 1 Super Bowl win.
I think I like John Elway. I think I like John Elway for 4. Man, his postseason. I mean, his post-playing career hasn't done him any favors.
I like both of
Hey,
those
that
answers.
shit was so crazy, bro. They made John Elway give them niggas the Lombardi Trophy, bro. That's foul as fuck, by the way. Like
That was pretty fast. That's
that's foul as fuck.
That
Like
was
you got to
pretty.
go back into the Denver Bronco
I
building
got
and be like,
sick.
yeah,
Like, they just and there's so many people that would love to present the Super Bowl trophy. They definitely could have gave it to somebody else.
oh God.
Cause Peyton Manning he only has 1 Super Bowl the one versus the
Yep.
Bears.
No, he got 2. He got 2. He won 1 in Denver too.
That shit was fraudulent. Then they got a 1-5.
It's absolutely ridiculous. And to do it on February 1st, to throw me to the wolves like that was messed up, man. I don't want anything to do with that one, man. I got a good fade if you need it, though. It's a 2 on top, a nice high to mid fade with the taper in the back. But I didn't invent that. I just asked for it.
So now, with the Super Bowl done, we turn our eyes towards the next NFL season, and all of that starts with the NFL drafts. Right now, the Bears got the #1 overall pick, as we all know. Presumptive #1 overall pick, Caleb Williams, is at the top of a lot of people's draft boards. But the Bears have a decision to make with incumbent Justin Fields coming up on the last year of his rookie deal. So as we look at this situation, how do y'all think the Bears should play this? Should they keep the #1 pick, trade Justin Fields? Should they draft Caleb Williams and keep Justin Fields, or should they trade Justin Fields and make Caleb Williams the quarterback of the future? Which way should this Bears organization go with a potentially lame duck head coach in Matt Eberflus?
Caleb Williams sold his soul. He a true Cali boy. Wears dresses, paints his nails, bro. He's gonna be the truth. Go ahead and trade Fields. I would definitely shop Fields. You got to. I think you can even shop into somebody who has a top 5 pick. I mean, Fields still what, 23? I don't
Yeah.
think he's 24 yet. So he's still young enough to where he might be younger than Michael Penix, bro. Like I'm not 100%. No, don't quote me on that, but just thinking about it, bro, you can still treat him as if he's a rookie. Is he not still on his rookie deal? He has 1 or 2 more years left on that deal.
Yeah. He only got 1 more year left on his rookie deal.
I mean, I
Like
would just go
this
ahead.
upcoming season is his last.
So if you a team that's still like in search, I'm like, let's just say the Commanders, they're not going to be contenders next year. Why not take a shot? You got a new coach. Go ahead and bring in the quarterback that you want. Just go ahead and make that trade. So I think the Bears are definitely going to trade them, get some capital back, if not players, and then just ride it out with Caleb Williams. You got a new clock, what, 4-year contract, 3-year.
Yeah.
So
Five.
yeah,
5. 4 with a team off.
that's true. So like you got a new clock, a new timeline with Caleb Williams instead of a a 1 year timeline with the quarterback with Chicago right now, Fields.
I mean, I like Vance's first points. It's definitely a dangerous proposition. Always assuming that generational young college guy X is better than the current incumbent starter because it's always gonna be a jump from college to pros. Um, I think if you're trying to win big in this league, and like I did the whole thing about Mahomes earlier, you feel like you should have a guy that you feel like is gonna be a game changer. Like you should feel confident that there's not five guys in the league better than your guy. Um, and I don't think Justin Fields gives him that feeling. And I think that if your scouting department feels like Caleb Williams can be that, then you do it. If they don't, then it's like, you can still try to build around Fields. Like you said, just 23. We've seen how dynamic he can be with his legs. He's in the Lamar Jackson archetype in terms of just like, let us see him in a system with some weapons kind of tailored to him. I think it could be really good. So, but it just really depends on what they think in that building and what they think about Justin Fields, what they think about Caleb Williams, which I know is kind of a cop out, but like I mean, we want to talk about getting it right. It's like, or if they're higher on Fields for whatever reason than we are because they seeing them every day, then that makes sense for him to keep the pick. Or if they see something like, I really don't like doing it, especially now. But you look at Caleb Williams' college tape, you see Patrick Mahomes. That's the first thing to jump off the tape. So if they're sold on the idea of him being able to do something like that, then yeah, you'll also trade him. So it just for me, it really depends on how they feel about each of those guys in their building.
Yeah, and for me, Justin Fields took some big steps this year in terms of his development as a passer. And this is a guy I really like a lot talking about Justin Fields. Ever since he was coming out of high school, we all know it was him and Trevor Lawrence at the top of that class, and it stayed that way through college and all of that. But I personally have some questions about Caleb Williams. We saw him win the Heisman 2 years ago, and we saw him take a step back this year with a worse overall team. That O-line wasn't as good. They couldn't run the ball. If he comes to Chicago, guess what? He's entering that same kind of situation. So how can he really elevate your team if he didn't even do it in college, is my point. So for me, I agree with Vance's point about resetting the clock and all of that. And we saw how much money Chicago spent last offseason in terms of free agency, bringing in guys like Terrell Edmonds, really trying to bolster that roster as a whole. But I think it's better to have a known commodity than an unknown commodity. Because I think, especially with keeping Matt Eberflus, bringing in a new OC, I think it's better to let Fields rock out and continue to build on the success he had last season as opposed to restarting everything with Caleb Williams. And you think gonna get. And think about it. If you trade the number one overall pick, they got DJ Moore from trading the number one overall pick last year. They can bring in significant talent and draft capital by trading the number one overall pick to build on the momentum they've already established. In my opinion, that just makes more sense to me, especially with a guy like Caleb Williams, where you don't even know if he wants to come to Chicago. We've heard some rumors swirling about that. So
I feel like those are unfair tags because you hear, I feel like stuff of that nature every draft cycle. It's like
yeah,
that's whatever. Like, yeah, you're not gonna step in. Obviously, not like you basketball where you have a team that trades for a pick or whatever that's in the lottery that can be good. Like it's in order. Like you want to the bad team. Like you say you want to be a top pick. That comes
yeah,
comes with that. So I don't know, but it is a situation at the very high end. I feel like you got two really good outcomes. You got Patrick Mahomes and you got Lamar Jackson. You talk about Fields and
but
Caleb
that
Williams.
you're calling him Patrick Mahomes, but we don't know that.
But we
We
don't
saw
know
the
that.
we
I mean,
saw the step back he took last year at USC.
I'm just saying, whatever their scouting department thinks is the best case
Yeah,
scenario for either one of those guys.
I understand, bro. I
So
understand
I
it.
mean, it's personal preference. Like it's because you can't project the playoff success stuff. Um, Hell, Chicago would be grateful to be in that position anyway, so they would take whatever, honestly. But it's
Mm,
just like you gotta, like I said, you got a seat in your building. It like that'll be indicative of kind of how they like if they want to build around Fields, like they'll probably opt for I guess beefier tackles, interior guys to kind of prepare for QB run stuff like that, receivers that want to block. That'll be big for them. Versus if they go get Caleb Williams, they'll probably try to get probably a shiny new tackle to go with that. They'll probably try to get a new number one or somebody to go besides DJ Moore.
mm.
So it'll definitely depending on whatever decision they make. Man, they're smart. They should try to tailor the additions to the style of whatever quarterback.
Yeah, and I think my last point on this is I feel like Washington is going to be really aggressive in trying to get Caleb Williams, and that's where I think a lot of this value lies. You look at them hiring Lincoln
He
Riley.
is from DC.
I mean, hiring Cliff Kingsbury as their OC, obviously the quarterback coach at USC last year. Caleb Williams, a DC guy. I think that just makes so much sense that I think Washington will put a package together that for the number one pick that Chicago simply just can't say no to.
I mean, it makes sense. But we talk about two teams at the top of the draft, so I feel like they didn't get there by making decisions that made a lot of sense.
Type
So
shit.
I don't like it would like again. Like I just keep falling back on it. Like I really got to rap, but like if like whatever GM, I don't know, who's the new head coach there in Washington? Do they have one yet?
They hired Dan Quinn from Dallas.
Oh, but that's gonna go well. So Dan Quinn or the new GM or whatever is enamored with Drake May or Jared Daniels. They might just, everybody's hype on Caleb. We might like that guy in our building more. So
You don't go sign Cliff Kingsbury because you like a guy from another school, brother.
I mean, but Cliff Kingsbury got there. He think his word gonna hold the word of his boss.
I mean, Cliff Kingsbury was a guy that worked with him every day over the past year. So if anybody knows Caleb Williams, no matter who your scout is in your scouting department, I'm pretty sure Cliff Kingsbury's word ranks higher than theirs.
No, I mean, agree to disagree. Cause I gotta say, I mean, I think that I don't know how much scouting a GM would really do, but like, if your scouting department is like, we think like that's their job to evaluate this class. We think that this guy can be better than that guy, despite him having more pub as the number one overall pick. I think that would be wise to follow that advice versus just let's just go ahead and draft the guy anyways, even because we hired his coach. I
Yeah.
just feel like you're throwing a miss after a miss in that situation to me. But I mean, it could be true. They just give Cliff Kingsbury a lot of money, so they could be like fully committed to it. But like you said, they had to put a package in place. Cause now, like, what if you really don't like Cliff Kingsbury? What if you just got him to get Caleb Williams and Chicago knows how good he is, which there's been reports of that too. And they just like, no, we're holding on to this. So like, it's a lot of stuff they got to fall in place to them. And if they really hired him just to get Caleb Williams, I feel like you put a lot of your eggs in one basket, and that's a not secure basket.
Yeah.
You turn
So
Justin Fields into a running back, bro. Run a dual quarterback system.
He like Damn, during February, you just said that. That's crazy.
Hey,
Bro, I thought we got Greg Roman out the NFL, and here you go, bro.
That's crazy. You just did that. No, Black History Month. You got it, bro. You got it. It's crazy.
Oh, I've only watched Caleb Williams 3 games last year, 3 this year, so I'm only halfway done. Okay, the one thing that is clear, he is not special. He is not something unique like a Patrick Mahomes, and I hope the Bears don't think, well, let's try to make up for our mistake when we pass up Patrick Mahomes and go get the Patrick Mahomes. The kid is not Patrick Mahomes, ain't even remotely close to that. So it is unfair to Justin Fields. He has had new coordinator. There's no possible way you can know about your guy when you do that. It's the worst thing that can happen to any player, especially a quarterback. Now, when Justin came out, the one thing that I thought he had just inexperience. He just needed more experience. He lacked that. But what I have seen in Justin Fields, from my evaluation, there's enough growth and hope there that I would not let him go because I see enough there.
but going back to the Super Bowl, the Chiefs defense, we talked about L'Jarius Sneed, we talked about Chris Jones, those 2 big name guys. The Chiefs going to have to be able to, how can they afford them? I mean, like, you think about all the receivers that's coming into this draft, you might just have to just draft rookies, man, and hope you hit on some rookies with them. I think you got to pay him. I think you got to probably tag Sneed and then sign Chris Jones to the contract. I think that's the way that they're going to go. But with that being said, man, I'm gonna give y'all a list of names of free agents that's coming up, man. And I want to know, just give me a team where you think they're gonna end up at.
Okay.
So I'm gonna name 3 offensive guys, 3 defensive guys. Which one y'all want first?
Let's go defense first,
Yeah.
bro. It's less sexy.
All right, bro. Well, I'm gonna start with the Chiefs. L'Jarius Sneed. It's a corner. Was the best corner, if not, was one of, if not the best corner in the NFL this season.
Yeah. So kind of like you said, I think it would be in the Chiefs' best interest to tag him, especially considering the steps that secondary made, pairing him with Trent McDuffie. But if he were to leave, I think a good place for him would be in Minnesota. You look at how porous that pass defense was, especially playing in a division with some guys who can really put the ball in the air. I think he would be a big addition there. They've got some money to spend in free agency, so I think that'd be a good fit for him to go to Minnesota and be that number 1 corner that they desperately need.
I can see him either taking the tag or signing for a hometown discount because he's been there his whole career. He's gotten a lot better under them, and they have a really rapid fan base, and they really kind of were going hard behind him getting like that All Pro or Pro Bowl nod and stuff like that, making him the best corner in the league. So I see him probably the re-sign taking home that discount because, yeah, like you said earlier, Nick, like it would be kind of crazy for you to be walking away from the Chiefs at this point in your career. So I don't know what it looks like money wise, but I see him resigning.
And also, bro, I see him resigning because if you recall, in the Super Bowl, they played the 49ers. Travarius Ward left Kansas City to go to San Francisco and lost to your old team. That's fucking embarrassing. So I would stay home.
He like, damn. Damn.
But they did the close-up shot on him after the game, bro, after McCole scored. I was like, damn, that brother is sick because he knows he could have had another ring.
Yeah, facts. For Josh, you asked what his market looked like. They're projecting 4 years, 47 million. So about 11 million a year for Sneed.
They probably can't. It's tough because I don't know. It seems like you either lose L'Jarius Sneed or Chris Jones. Really.
Yeah, I mean, so that'd be 11 million for him next year, and then Chris Jones' market is 3,085,000. So it's about 28 million. So that's 39 just in 2 players.
Yeah, what you're saying is true, Nick. Like, I mean, you said, but he would probably need to take like at least like 10 million less than what he could get.
Yeah.
Which
Chris Jones.
If if him and Sneed want to come back, he's about to take like a $10 million. Like a $10 million discount on what he could get on the open market to come back with them.
I don't know, 85 million, bro. You got the chance to get that. You gotta take that. I don't care. Like, you already got your rings. Like, at this point,
I'm saying nobody's mad.
To be fair, Chris, after the game, Chris Jones told Hunt, no matter what it takes, you got to bring me back. So I feel like there's a desire in that locker room for guys to run it back and make history.
Yeah.
Because Has anybody ever three-peated? I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think anybody has ever three-peated. So that's a chance to be in the history books, bro.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm not a nigga that's making millions of dollars, but to me, I feel like that's more motivation than signing for a couple extra M's that you can get instead through incentives or other ways that teams find ways to get guys the money they deserve.
Number two, we're gonna go to the most important position, probably the best prospect at his position. He's 35, coming off Achilles injury. His market is 3 years, 118 million. He'll be 38 once he's done with that. So it's around 40 million a year. Kirk Cousins.
So Kirk, I think the Vikings are in a tricky position because they missed their window. Flat, simple, they missed their window. So I think it's time for them to move on and kind of reset their timeline, especially with a lot of young talent. Looking at Justin Jefferson and some of the other pieces they have there. So for me, I like to see Kirk Cousins. Damn. Well, I want to see little Kirk go.
He
I
like,
think I'd like
damn.
to. I, I think as crazy as it sounds, bro, the 49ers need to call Kirk Cousins.
That does sound pretty crazy. I mean, that's a good point, Nick. I can see like a Russell Wilson situation for him where there's a particular head coach or OC that really feels like, man, Minnesota didn't know what they were doing. I don't fix that. And like kind of,
What you mean? Nigga was leading the league in passing yards this year
I
before he
mean,
got
he
hurt.
wish. So I'm saying, like, somebody can see that and be like,
Fair,
yeah,
fair.
I can work with that. We have pieces in place. I mean, it is. I mean, a San Francisco type of setup isn't like would be ideal to where like you got a defense, so we got a young, or maybe not a young
Exactly.
back because maybe you want him throwing a ball. We got
We
a
got all the
defense.
pieces
Yeah,
around
we
it.
got a receiver, whatever. We got a window. I'm trying to think of what team that comes to mind when I think of like that. I don't know because most of them teams, maybe like Seattle. Like, I mean, Geno's been playing good, but like if
But
Seattle,
Gino's a cut candidate though,
yeah,
so
okay,
potential.
that would be crazy though to cut Geno Smith though. Honestly,
Save 10 M's.
nigga, that would be crazy.
Drew Lock beat the Eagles. I'm a Gino fan, but I'm just
I
from a
mean,
team
like
perspective, I'm just throwing it out there.
so like I was saying, okay, so you say that. So cut Geno Smith, which I think would be crazy. But
And they top half of the draft too, but continue.
yeah, I mean, it was all right. I mean, Smith and Jibba came on, but you were looking
Yeah.
like, Quincy Johnson at first, my boy. But like okay, so you say that. So like if Seattle's front office is enamored with whatever, Kirk Cousins, like you got because they just who's their new coach now for Seattle?
uh I knew before you asked me.
I forgot who they got too.
Hold
It
on.
don't matter really. The new head coach is enamored with Kirk Cousins. He thinks he can do stuff with Kirk Cousins around the defense, Leonard Williams, whatever,
Oh,
Witherspoon.
Mike McDonald, the Ravens DC.
Mm.
Okay, see, so like whatever he thinks like all we need is some people that can take some stuff over the top. Kirk Cousins will make our young receivers better. He'll stop DK from punching people, whatever they gotta believe. So they cut Geno. Boom, we don't need you because we're gonna throw some money at Kirk. We cut some depth on the back end, and then I mean, white people like Starbucks in Seattle. Kirk Cousins, like he can do something. I don't know. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a situation like that because I mean, it looked bad for Russell Wilson and Sean Payton until it didn't look bad, and it was the hottest team
Yeah.
in football. So I feel like it'll be a situation like that because he ain't great at football. I mean, he's not bad at football. That's what I was gonna say. He doesn't. I don't feel like as my football IQ, I never think he can take you to a Super Bowl. Like I think whatever. Maybe he could have worked under another coach, whatever. Maybe he wouldn't have got. Resign just because like the building blocks are there in Jacksonville and it'll be tough. But I think every time.
Yeah, I definitely think he's a cornerstone of that Jags franchise. Uh, seventh overall pick by the Jags. I think they'll do everything they can to keep him in the building. But if he does leave, especially for that price tag, I think two teams to look out for are the Washington Commanders. You think about them dealing Sweat and Chase Young at this year's deadline. Obviously, they
The same.
yeah, exactly.
So I don't know what Detroit's cap situation looks like. That would be kind of crazy. But I just don't. I mean, trying to think about what big contracts they would really have. They might not, which would really put them. It may be a reason why, but they got to look. They got a lot of good. They got a lot of good players. So I'm assuming they're close. They don't have that much cap room.
Yeah, I mean, he's the premier edge rusher in this free agency class. It's him and Brian Burns, and then you got Danielle
And Danielle, yeah,
Hunter, but
Okay.
he's a little bit older. He's almost 30. He'll be 30 at the start of next season. So
So
those would be the top three edge rushers. I'm gonna go with an interior rusher. He's not the premier because obviously Chris Jones is, but he's right there. Probably number two, Christian Wilkins. His projected line is 4 years, 80 million. That's 20 million a year. Where you guys see him ending at?
ooh,
so for Miami, I feel like it's gonna be tough for them to bring him back, especially considering the fact he had to hold out this year, just to be part of the team. So I think I'm gonna double back with my Detroit pick. Aiden Hutchinson needs a counterpart. They struggled in the run game a little bit, so getting a big guy to plug in the middle would be huge for Detroit. Another team I could see him potentially signing with is Atlanta Falcons. You think about them and their front seven, they don't have any guys that really pop. You play in the NFC South, a division that's not very quarterback friendly, a division where you would need to stop the run. He could be a great plug and play there in Atlanta, especially with Calais Campbell potentially retiring and it just being a hole in the middle of that Atlanta defense.
yeah, maybe the Rams. Maybe the Rams. They're now straight to spending money free agency, and like Kobe Turner's already like he looks really good this year. He's even the rookie of the year, I think. Man, that's a guy like you get a young D line, a young interior guy, not a young, but if you like kind of continue your identity as like an interior, a dominant interior team with a young and old guy with Kobe Turner, and if you want to bring in somebody, you want to bring in another guy, I think that that might be a spot.
Yeah, man. With the Dolphins, it's gonna be like to Nick's point, it's gonna be harder to spend that money. They already literally in their DB Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey paid Tyreek
Yeah,
Hill. Then they
they
just paid
30th in
Tua.
terms of they 30th in terms of cap space. So
Yeah, man. So it's gonna be hard. They gonna have to tag them if they really want them, and that's gonna definitely put them
I
over
want
the
to say I
Lakers.
think they
That ain't
tagged
no
him this
discount at
year.
this point either.
Yeah. All right. So last guy, I'm a homer, so I'm gonna have to go rock with the Tennessee Titans. Derrick Henry. He's a running back, so really it's just a 1 year tender for him.
That's so disrespectful. Because it don't even matter what team got cap room for running back.
I mean, bro, Derrick Henry cool, but to me, he's one of the fading running backs. Like, what do you do outside of run the ball?
Facts. I
So
mean,
for me,
yeah.
that's part of the reason why I feel like his value is lower than a lot of guys. A lot of other running backs have been when they've hit free agency. But I think a team that could really use Derrick Henry would be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You look at them last year; they were a bottom half team in rushing, especially with a potentially bringing Baker Mayfield back, potentially having another questionable quarterback. You need some kind of run game to lean on, and I think that would be a good spot for him. We saw the success Leonard Fournette had there. Uh, so yeah, I'm not sure how sexy it would look, but I think Derrick Henry might be a good fit for Tampa Bay.
Um, I'm not mad at that because, like you said, they had success with Fournette. Um, I'm just looking like I said, just kind of going based on like teams like that. Yeah, cap room like it may not matter. Really, whatever he'll get. Like if the Rams are in win now mode, and like I don't know how to work with McVay's system, but you need a guy that's gonna be able
Why?
to, what.
They got Kyron Williams. Kyron
But
Williams
he's
is
small. I
dope.
mean, he does. You're right. But like, it just, I don't know the way that you might have never.
Yeah,
It's gonna be hard to replicate what he did this year. And like,
yeah,
with however good he is, he's not that physically that kind of presence. So if you want to add a different option to McVay's offense, I feel like that would be kind of cool. If you want to, if Carolina wants to give, Bryce Young kind of a sturdy guy to hand the ball off to, they got some money that can make it work. But like you said, Nick, it's gonna be kind of he's a very niche guy, so it's gonna be a situation to where like it's gonna be weird because he's gonna be older, but you're gonna still want to. He's still enough. I feel like enough
yeah.
of a presence where you're gonna give him like dedicated a significant amount of your offense to him, and it's not gonna be a lot of teams that's gonna really want to sign up for that. So, I mean,
Because he
I feel
definitely
like,
is a 15 plus touch a game guy, bro.
and like you said, it's not coming off of. It's not like McCaffrey where you're gonna get like okay, 15 touches, 5 out of backfield, whatever. Like
Yeah,
it's 15 and the same, and even running the ball, like it's not gonna be. It's 15 inside zones. Like you're not gonna get a lot of stretch plays or like counter plays. It's gonna be like
yeah.
15 A to A. So like maybe a team like New England, they want to pair a steady run game with their new rookie quarterback whoever they draft. Um,
Tony Pollard,
Who you say?
Tony Pollard, because he the youngest, huh?
Nah,
Saquon,
no.
Is Josh Jacobs?
that's
Yes.
crazy.
Boy, what the fuck?
That don't sound right.
Like so, Saquon and
There's a
Tony.
lot of carries. Hell no.
Yeah,
Somebody would be doing it for that
Saquon,
amount of
Tony,
money.
and Austin.
Josh,
They all got a 3 year, 21 million. So it's about 7 million a year. They got Josh Jacobs making 10 million, almost 11 million a year at 440.
stupid. We well educated, my brothers. So with that, we just schooled these folks free agency, Justin Fields, and a Super Bowl recap. And so with that, we out of here, man. Don't let Usher take y'all girl, bro. Stay safe out here.
Stay safe out here. That nigga, I don't care. He had to put out that little bullshit statement. That nigga probably jumped through the screen. He seen that.
But y'all saw Kyle Hamilton tweet?
Yeah, that was
Yes,
but
bro.
I said that, fool. I said
I know
that.
you said
Come
it.
on, bro. Glad to see I'm thinking the same as my Asian black brother.
You
Like,
thinking the same as a nigga who run his head into niggas every Sunday. That's not good, brother.
don't act like that wasn't us just a short while ago. But
You
nah, that would have been fire. That would have been fire. Come on now. That shit would have they would have had to make the halftime 30 minutes for that shit. No
Nigga,
way
they
you
would've
getting all
had-
that shit in for 12.
Bro, they would have had to clear all children under the age of 18 out the Super Bowl.
Do you have your passport?
We're round to America. America. God, that shit is so funny.
Bro, have y'all seen that video of R. Kelly singing like the national anthem, like for the brand?
Chill out. Chill out, bro.
Bro,
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I know R. Kelly was in his cell watching that hoe mad as fuck. Like, damn, I could have been out there.
That nigga probably
how
said
long
that
is he
about a
in
lot of
jail?
stuff.
Have they sentenced him, bro?
I have no idea.
So I don't keep tabs on him like that, twin. Nah, that would have been fire. Come on, bro. My boo coming off ignition. That shit would have made a nigga pass out. Like that shit would be crazy.
But
But
they gave him 30 years. That's crazy. Or 20 years.
I mean, it wasn't
Damn.
crazy considering what he did, brother. Was not crazy
No
whatsoever.
cap.
To 2043. That's insane.
What's crazy was he better not be allowed to get out.
Oh God.
We-
R. Kelly first day out gonna be crazy as fuck.
That's
No
not,
comment.
bro.
No
That is
comment,
wild.
bro.
That is wild. No. Yeah, they just go ahead. They could have like put a little microphone in the cell. You know how they been doing like we could be doing a little just in the street. They could have dropped a little mic in the
Nah,
cell.
that's fucking insane.
What they
Performing
had
from
like a
jail.
celebrity prison, bro, where you could like go there,
Oh
buy a ticket,
God.
and watch them
Nigga
perform.
like performing the conjugal visit rooms.
Niggas treating these niggas like it's a fucking zoo.
That nigga's an animal.
It's a way for them to make money, bro. Like you go see Kodak one night, he headlined.
Wait, what the fuck?
R. Kelly headlining. This is a good idea, bro. We can make money on this.
What?
You ever see Space Jam?
Apple Music concert
Oh,
series
shit.
live from the penitentiary.
It's either because it's too bad or we gotta save it to make money. So you gotta cut this.
Come on, this is a great idea. Like, Kodak got to pay his lawyer somehow, bro. And if he perform, like, it's gonna be folks going to see that.